All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else? And in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the February live stream for Ashes of Creation, which covered commissions. Now, commissions, the announcement for commissions this month was received by the community with a lot of concern and trepidation about whether or not this was going to be a filler live stream. Is this specific discussion worthy of having an entire month covering it on the topic? There is a lot to cover before Alpha 2. Alpha 2 is right around the corner. It's happening later this year. Is this worthy of taking a month's worth of time of live streams? And so I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about how I think commissions are important. I mostly talked about mayoral commissions, and I mostly talked about mandates. And then I read the announcement later that they weren't going to cover that at all.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
They were just going to cover the auto-generated commissions. And I even made the argument that this was still worthy of its own live stream because you need to make sure that these auto-generated quests are not boring. How many times in the past have you guys played a game where the auto-generated quests are just boring fetch quests? They're just go from here to here, do this, engage in this, come back, receive your small reward that literally won't matter once you're at level 30, and then you'll never remember this again. I can't tell you how much these types of filler quests suck to me. They're just not enjoyable. They're not fun to play in. I've only ever done them when it's a means to an end. I've never enjoyed doing these types of quests. And so when I've been following Ashes of Creation for the last 3 years, what I've always enjoyed is the fact that they put so much time and effort into all these systems. They want these systems to matter. They want these systems to be enjoyable. And I was hoping we were going to see that in this live stream. And frankly, we did. We did. I was very impressed. And so I was hoping it wasn't going to be like a New World point A to point B, chop down X amount of trees and do whatever. And yeah, it absolutely wasn't. So Steven picked up one of these auto-generated quests, and it was to go kill minotaurs in the area, and that was the beginner quest. However, what he and Intrepid go on to say in this video is that if a lot of people are doing the exact same quest in the area and they kill enough minotaurs in this specific example, you can trigger world events to happen. You can piss off the minotaur community, and then it will aggro a boss that you can fight. And so a world boss summons, and then you have a chance for higher level loot. And so this is a very introductory quest line. The NPCs looked a lot easier to kill in general, but the fact that this type of immersion, these types of quests lead to other quests in the area is very, very important. It leads to people getting lost in the world. It leads to people just enjoying going out and experiencing the world of Vera. I was actually doing a video for the last week now. I got a little busy, so I got sidetracked on it, but I've been working on a video talking about how world design is important. World design is probably the most important aspect of an MMORPG.
What is going on with you? What are you talking about?
You want players starting off into a game to enjoy it. Think of it this way. If you have a bad new player experience in any type of game, if new players have a hard time getting into the game because it's not fun and not to play, you're not going to have as big of a veteran player community because you're just drawing from a smaller pool. The more new players are enjoying and going out and experiencing your game and they're having a great time doing it, the more players are going to stay around and enjoy the veteran experience. They're going to enjoy the end game experience. And that's how you get a healthy population of new players and veteran players. There are lots and lots of games in the MMORPG space that struggle with this department. They have too much filler content. They have way too much stuff where it's just a grind. It's a grind to get to endgame. To get to the enjoyable stuff, you have to do hours upon hours of nonsense.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
Why does it have to be nonsense? Why can't it be enjoyable? Why can't this system actually stand on its own and be fun? I said it in my live stream yesterday talking to the community. Out of all the things that Intrepid could have done with this live stream, out of all the things that they could have glossed over and ignored, this would be one of them. This is fetch quests. This is what every other game does where they just throw in filler. They could have said, hey, we have all these other great and illustrious and elaborate systems. Let's just throw in some fetch quests. Let's just have this here for the sake of being here and let's move on. No, they didn't do that. They went a level further. And so I thought that was great. I thought that was fantastic that you now have these triggering world events. If you go and read the Wikipedia even talks about how these types of auto-generated quests are going to facilitate travel around the world for players. So it guides players to an area to do these types of quests that then can trigger world events, and this is how the world ends up changing. And so this is where the player experience is going, some of the player experience is going to come from. It will come from players wanting to do these types of quests and enjoying the world and receiving these rewards. And so I can't overstate how cool it is to see them take a very simple thing that gets glossed over by so many other games and add on it. I thought it was really good. I think it's going to be great for new players. I think it's going to be great for veteran players. And frankly, it leads to a healthier community that this kind of stuff looks fun. And so there's only so much I can talk about quests and side quests, guys, okay? But I thought this part was really well done. The other thing that we saw during this live stream is Steven was playing the Mage, and a lot of the Mage graphics looked like they got overhauled. It looks so much cleaner. The only one that isn't overhauled so far, that isn't adjusted, is the one that people have been complaining about, the big lightning ball, but everything else looks so clean. Different spells and incantations just looked cleaner and more crisp, and yeah, it has me really excited to try out Mage during Alpha 2. If this is what pre-Alpha 2 Mage looks like, yeah, it looks like fun to me. That's what I'm trying to say. It looks like fun. The other thing that we got to see when they triggered this world event, when they pissed off the world boss, the weather changed. And so we've had an entire live stream in the past going through the changes in weather and patterns like this, but we actually got to see an integration into other systems. And so when this Minotaur was summoned, it started to get more windy in the area. Lightning started to come down. It started to rain. This type of immersion is something that we haven't seen in many live streams, right? Like we've seen systems, they've worked on a specific system, they then show us the system. This is one of the first live streams that I have seen in the last few years where you get to see an integration of all the systems they've been working on in the past. So the weather being integrated into side quests, being integrated into mini bosses was really, really cool to see. It actually starts to make the Vera world map actually look like a world to play in. And so now we get to talk about the thing that I got most excited to see, guys. When they were fighting the world boss, when they were fighting this Minotaur and, avoiding the lightning and everything, in the background, you got to see a fighter. A fighter is one of the main archetypes. They've discussed, or they've showcased archetypes up to like level 25 or level 30. They've done the cleric, they've done the tank, they've done the ranger, and they've done the mage. And so we still have to see the rogue, we still have to see the fighter, we still have to see the bard, and we still have to see the summoner. And they did a sneak preview for the fighter in this specific live stream. And so we didn't get to see a whole lot, but the last time they've done sneak previews like this, a month or two later, they have done a showcase on that archetype. So I am going to put out a not so hot, tepid, lukewarm take that in the next couple of months, we are going to get the fighter showcase. And I'm really looking forward to this. I've said it in the past. I'm looking at fighter rogue myself, or rogue fighter, as far as like my first class that I'm going to play. And so I'm very interested in seeing how the fighter is going to play. I'm very interested in seeing how the rogue is going to play. Those are the two archetypes I'm looking most at. Bard will be my third, will be my second character, my support style character. But yes, those three showcases are the ones I'm looking forward to next. And we got a sneak preview of one of them. And so that's great. And then finally, this isn't in the actual showcase, it was in the Q&A after. Another thing that often gets overlooked is what type of gear and rewards you can get through the game. A lot of people justifiably complain about a cash shop. They say that cash shops are too monetization heavy. Only the best things come from the cash shop, and Intrepid is trying to steer themselves away from this.
So this is a set of robes that you can acquire through progression within the Tower of Carfin.
I think Manny worked on it, is what they're saying.
Nice.
So thank you, Manny.
Well done, Manny.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. And then we have the turntable for it as well, so you can see it in all its 3D glory.
And by the way, there's one thing there that I want to make sure, you guys in the community, one of the promises we made early on, because we incorporate, as you guys know, cosmetics as a part of our monetization strategy. Obviously, no pay to win, no pay to convenience, but we do offer a cosmetic marketplace and intend to for launch. This is the quality of in-game cosmetics, gear that you can acquire. Compare that to the cosmetics that you've seen modeled, and now you can understand how we aim to have parity between those two things. A lot of games that I've been a player of,
the cosmetics look better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They weight your incentive and they incentivize you to acquire the cosmetics because they always look way better than what's achievable in game. This is our attempt to create parity in that.
This is something that a lot of MMORPGs that I've seen and I've played in completely ignore. They don't make as much competitive stuff available in the game. They typically make the stuff in the cash shop look better so that you are more inclined to purchase things in the cash shop. I watched a great video last month, and it's from Azura. I can provide a link in the description. She's an ESO content creator, and she went in a long detail discussing the cash shop for ESO. And in there, she showed that 95% of all mounts that are available in that game are purchasable in the Crown Store.
While they aren't bulletproof accurate, they should still give a rough idea on how much focus is on the Crown Store. Let's start with the most important thing first, mounts. There are over 500 total mounts available in ESO. Mounts are very important to players, and they seem to be the most popular cosmetic item, and some of them can look pretty cool. They have shiny effects, cool sounds, bright colors, and come in all different shapes and sizes, from horses to dwarven constructs to guar and everything in between. When collecting data, I put the mounts into two categories. Mounts you can buy from the Crown Store or you get from Crown Crates, and mounts that you can earn through gameplay from achievements, events, daily rewards, or purchased with gold. So we have over 500 mounts total, right? Well, only 5% of these mounts are free. No, trust me, I am not bullshitting you. That means 95% of the mounts available in ESO are paid for with real money, and that's the only way you can get them.
Not through achievements or anything like that. 95% you have to buy from the Crown Store. And so that disparity, that 95 to 5 disparity of in-game achievement mounts versus Crown Store mounts is way too much. It's way too much. It's way too cash shop heavy. And then I think this is where the complaint comes from. If you have a more equal footing ground for achievements and for gear to where you can get cool stuff in game, and they also provide stuff that you can purchase, it provides those opportunities for multiple different types of players. You're not just appealing to whales in the game. You're not just appealing to players that want to spend a ton of money on cosmetics. You're appealing to everybody. You're appealing to everybody. You're keeping everybody involved in the game, enjoying the achievements. And the more people that are enjoying your game, when you do cash shop reveals, you're drawing from a larger pool of players that may purchase these sorts of things. And so this is something that I think really gets overlooked by MMORPGs. They're just out for the quick, give me money now look, and they're not looking at the overall health of their game. And the fact that Intrepid has their eyes on the ball for this as well, once again, just confirms to me that this is the best live stream of the year. Yes, it's February. It's the best live stream of the year. I'm not lying to you guys, okay? There may only be 2 live streams, but this was the best one. This with everything that they discussed. It's really good. I'm really excited to see what next month's live stream is. I'm really hoping it's the fighter, but I'm going to end this video here. If you guys have any questions or comments, please provide in the section below and I will do my best to answer it. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.